군산대학교 영어영문학과 캡스톤디자인 과목으로 놀러와 낭만과 창의성을 펼칠 수 있는 공간이야. 때로는 마음대로 잘 안 되어서 힘들 수 있겠지. 그래도 너가 배운 영어 실력을 뽐내봐. 교수님이 우리와 함께 하시지. 군산대학교 놀러와.
In a small part of New York City, two young artists, Sue and Johnsy, lived together. They were good friends. But in November, Johnsy got very sick with a bad problem in her chest. The doctor said she was in danger. Johnsy lay in bed and looked out the window at an old ivy vine on a brick wall. The cold wind was blowing, and the vine's leaves were falling quickly. Johnsy got a strange idea. She watched the leaves fall one by one and told Sue, "When the last leaf falls from that vine, I must die too." She believed her life was tied to those leaves. Sue was very worried. She tried everything to make Johnsy feel better. She talked about nice things and painted in the room, but Johnsy just counted the falling leaves. The storm outside got worse with strong wind and heavy rain. Day by day, more leaves fell. "Only 5 leaves left," Johnsy said weakly one morning. Then, now 4, 3, 2. Her hope was disappearing with each falling leaf. She truly believed her time was almost over. Sue went down to their neighbor, Mr. Behrman. He was an old artist who always planned to paint a great picture but never did. Sue told him about Johnsy's idea and how she was losing hope. Mr. Behrman thought it was a very foolish idea, but he looked worried about Johnsy. The next morning, the storm was still terrible, but in Johnsy's room, it was quiet. Johnsy stared at the window. Sue was afraid to look outside, expecting the last leaf was gone. But Johnsy whispered, "Pull up the curtain. I want to see." Sue slowly opened the curtain. On the brick wall, against the terrible storm, one single ivy leaf was still there. It was the last one. It looked old and tired, but it was holding on tightly. Johnsy looked at it for a long time. Then she said, "It is the last one. I thought it would fall last night. I have been a bad girl, Sue. That leaf stayed there to show me how wrong I was. It is wrong to want to die." Seeing the leaf still there gave her a little hope. She started to feel better and asked for some food. Johnsy slowly got better each day. The doctor visited and said she was recovering well. Then, he mentioned that Mr. Behrman was sick with pneumonia and was in the hospital. A few days later, Sue told Johnsy some sad news. "Mr. Behrman died today," she said. "He died in the hospital. The janitor found him in his room after the storm. His clothes and shoes were wet and cold. They also found paint, a ladder, and painting tools." Sue looked at Johnsy. "Look closely at that last leaf, Johnsy. Doesn't it look a little strange? It never moved because it wasn't a real leaf." Sue's voice was gentle. "Mr. Behrman painted it there on the wall the night the last leaf fell. He went out in that terrible storm, painting his masterpiece so that you would have hope and want to live. If he hadn't painted that leaf, maybe you would have given up and died because you lost hope. His painting saved you." Johnsy understood everything. Mr. Behrman had sacrificed his life for her, and his painted leaf was the greatest work he ever created.